Now, let us start with our MVC. So in the previous session, we implemented list operation and we also implemented edit operation. So what is the next operation? Details operation, I think, and then delete. Okay, let us see what are the other operations present. Okay, so this is our first view, list view. Okay, so here edit is there. So when the user clicks on edit, obviously user is going to edit, and back to list will must make the user to come back to the list. Okay, so back to list hyperlink is not working, so we'll fix this hyperlink. Okay, so when the user clicks on back to list, user must go back to the patient list. User must go back to the patient list. Okay, so what is the URL for patient list? It must be patient and then list. Okay, but when the user clicks on this back to list, they will be going to patient/index. You observe the URL which is present in the bottom left hand side. It is showing localhost 30/486 patient/index, but it must point to patient/list. How can I do it? Very simple. Go to edit.cshtml. That is where the coding is written, and here you can able to see an hyperlink which will be pointing to, right, the index. So here in place of index you have to say list. That's all. Okay, so anyhow this edit view and then list view both are coming from the Satish. So both are coming from same controller. Okay, so this controller, patient controller, only giving list action method output as well as edit action method output, and hence I can directly specify the action method name over list. Okay, so now let us verify. After changing this, I just saved the file. I clicked on Control S. Then let me execute the code. Now you observe. Let us do one thing. Let us come from beginning. Let me click on 8. Rahul Kumar. Yes, it is coming. Back to list is not giving me anything. I don't know. See, this action link method will take link text and action name. Action name is list. Yeah, I think it should create proper hyperlink. I don't know why it is not creating. If required, I can give controller name also. See, there are two overloads for this action method name, action link. So one of the overload is expecting controller name. I'll just pass the controller name. Controller name is patient. Now I'll save the file. I will go back and execute this code. No? Just give me 1 minute. Now let me click on this ninth record. Yeah, it should give me proper URL over here, localhost list / patient. I don't know, but still it is going to the list view. That is fine. Now let us bother about the delete. Now tell me what must happen when the user clicks on delete. What must happen when the user clicks on delete? This particular row.
It will delete the one row.
Right. So now let us verify whether the delete operation is happening properly or not. Obviously, delete operation is not happening. But anyhow, the URL is changed to patient/delete/1. Okay. So patient is the controller name and delete is the action method and one is the parameter. Okay. Now what I need to do, I have to create a method with the name delete in the patient controller, and that delete must be able to take integer value. How can I do it? Here I will write public action result delete and int id. So whenever the user clicks on the delete hyperlink, call will come to this action method. Now what we need to do, we have to delete the patients from there. Okay. Or we need to get the entities reference. From there we have to delete the object. So this is the entities reference. First we need to identify the object reference. We know that we are using entity framework over here. Now first I need to identify the matching patient object from this list. How can I identify? For each patient P in list of patients. Now what we need to search for? We need to search for the matching patient ID. If P dot patient ID equal to that given ID, that is a matching patient. Now what we need to do? From that matching patient we have to delete it. Entities that patients dot, I think remove method is there. Remove the patient. That's all, as simple as this. Okay. So we have done already all these operations when I am explaining the entity framework. Okay. So once the data is getting deleted, now what we need to do? We have to call the save changes function. It is dot save changes. Okay. So if you don't call save changes, so this removed object will be local to the entities context. Okay. It won't go to the database, and hence you need to call save changes. Okay. So immediately after doing this, what you need to do is you have to break your loop execution. Okay. So before that, you need to redirect the users to the other action method. Okay, this action method. So call this action method so that user can able to see the updated data. Now let me ask you one simple question here. Let me ask you one simple question here. In ASP.NET, if you want to redirect the user from one page to another page, tell me what are the approaches available? If I want to redirect the user from if I want to redirect the user from one page to another page in ASP.NET, what are the ways available?
Two ways, sir.
What are the
Response.write and hyperlink, sir.
response that redirect?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Response dot redirect and then hyperlinks. Not only that, even server dot transfer is there. Server dot execute is also.
Execute.
We will not use those two options. We will use normally response dot redirect or hyperlinks. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Here in MVC, we will not use either response dot redirect. Okay. Anyhow, hyperlinks we will use because whatever we are creating over here, that is hyperlink only. Right? In MVC, we have a specialized mechanism to redirect the users from one action method to another action method. you want to redirect the users from one action method to another action method, you must use redirect to action and specify the action method. So whenever the user performs the delete operation, I wanted to display the complete list of patient table data so that user can able to feel those changes. Okay, calls the list action method. Call the list action method. So return type of the redirect to action is redirect to root result. Okay, so you can declare redirect to root result. Otherwise, I do one thing. Remember, whenever you are calling redirect to action, before that you put return statement. Okay, so automatically user will be redirected to a list action method. Automatically user will be redirected to list action method. So that list action method is present here. Yes. Whenever the data is getting saved, whenever the data is removed from the database, immediately call this first action method. First action method will fetch the fresh data from database and it will display the data to the users in the list by sending the data to them. So why this code is giving error? The reason is simple. When the execution goes to the if condition, then it can able to return some data. In case if the execution is not going to the for each loop, or if it is not going into the if statement, so what you are returning? So that is the reason why. So it is giving error. So you put return null statement. So when you are putting a return statement here, actually break is not necessary. You can just remove it. Now let me execute this code. So if everything works fine, we must be able to see the delete in action. Delete code has to work. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll just try to remove Rahul Kumar. So 8th record I will try to delete. So I'll click on delete hyperlink. So call is coming to the delete action method. So the data, what is the ID number? 8. Okay, I clicked on 8. Now I am going to remove that 8th patient. Yes, matching. Now save changes. Now because of this redirect to action, user will be redirected to the first action method. Now user came to first action method. Now we are fetching the fresh data from database and we are displaying it. See here, 8th record got deleted from the table also. That's all. Okay. Similar way, you can able to implement the details. Okay. So details is all about showing the same thing again one more time. Okay. So then nothing much to understand it. Okay. So I hope you understood. Now let us try to understand one last thing, that is create new. I wanted to insert new patient. Okay. If I want to insert new patient, obviously I need a create view. So when the user clicks on this create view, sorry, create hyperlink, so it is very clearly saying that it is calling the create action method present in the patient control. Okay. First let us create the create action. Let me create action method. Public action result and create. Okay. Now here what we need to do. First time when the user clicks on that create hyperlink, tell me what must happen. Tell me what must happen. You can easily visualize. When the user clicks on the hyperlink, create new hyperlink, what must happen? Very simple.
Redirect, sir.
It must show the empty view where the user must be able to enter the data. Correct or not? See, user must be able to enter new patient details. Correct? Obviously we need to show an empty view with how many text boxes? With 5 text boxes. One for patient ID, one for F name, one for L name, one for age, and one for BC. Correct or not? Yes or no? Patient table is having how many number of?
Yes, sir.
Obviously. So redirect the users to the empty view. Return view. Okay. And I will create one empty patient object. See, whenever I am redirecting the user to the view expects a model. Okay, I have to send the model. Now this time I want to display the empty text boxes, and hence I have to create empty. Create patient, new patient. You will understand why I am creating empty patient. Okay, so this is empty patient. So I am sending the empty patient to the view because when the user sees that view, they must be able to see the empty text boxes, empty PID text box, empty FNAME text box, empty LNAME text box, empty age text box, empty BG text box, and hence I am creating empty patient object. Okay, so we know that patient class contains all those variables. Sometime back you have observed. Go to definition. See here PID is there, FNAME is there, LNAME, age BC. Okay. So now let us try to create the create view. How to create it? Go to Solution Explorer. In the Solution Explorer, go to patient folder. In the view, right click on add view. Then use the view name as create. It must be always same as view name must be same as your action method name. I already told you. Don't select empty. Select create and select the model as patient. Okay. Then automatically whatever the code required for your view, automatically the Visual Studio will generate and it will show. It is saying scaffolding because it is generating the required controls. Yeah. So see here. Now you are able to see the patient object reference here, and then something is written over here which will generate the controls. Okay. Now, okay, very good. Now let us try to verify whether this code is working or not. Must not come to the patient slash create. Okay. Now let me see the view. This is the view. Now I will click on the create new. Yeah. So when I click on the create new, now create view is displayed over here. Now you can able to see night user interface here. PID text box, FNAME, LNAME, age, and then B. When I give some patient ID here, something like this. When I give some data into the text boxes, clicks on create button. Tell me what will happen. Tell me, you forget about what will happen here. I'll ask you one simple question. In ASP.NET, when you click on button control, what will happen?
It will send the post back request.
Right. Very good. So whenever you click on the button control, it will send post back request. There is no doubt. Okay. Even here also post back request will go. When you click on the button control, post back request will go. But post back request will go to Which action method? Now tell me this
Create,
views,
sir.
this views output is coming from which action method?
Create.
Create. Okay, very good.
Action.
Yeah. So this output, whatever the output currently you are observing here, so this output is actually coming from the create action method present in the controller. So this create action method is sending the views output. Now you do any kind of post back operation. Now you do any kind of post back operation. The call will come back to the same action method from whichever the action method views output is sent. Now let me click on create button. So once I click on create button, again the same action method is executed. But anyhow, there is no use of executing the same action method. Why there is no use? Because again what it will do, it will create again empty patient object, and again it will send the empty patient view to the user. Again user will see empty here. But what must actually happen? What must happen actually?
List action.
So no. We have to actually read the data present in these controls, correct?
Yes, sir.
We have to read the data present in these controls and we have to insert that data. Now how to insert the data? Sorry, how to read the data present in controls? There are various ways available in MVC for reading the data. Okay. So there are various ways available in MVC for reading the data. Okay, first way is create an action method. See, first thing is we must not allow MVC to execute the same action method. Okay. So what I can do here is I can just overload this action method. I can overload this action method. And on top of this action method, I will put HTTP post. Remember, HTTP post is a special attribute, right? You must apply that attribute on top of any function when the function has to be executed only during the post back request. When the function has to be executed only during post back request, that point of time, you have to apply HTTP post attribute on top of the function. Okay. Now, when exactly this function will be called? During first request. When exactly this function will be called? During post back request. When the request is coming to the create action method by using HTTP get method, that point of time first method will be called. When the user is clicking on the button control, okay, that point of time post back request will happen. That point of time execution will come to this action method. Now how to read the controls data? So tell me, in ASP.NET, how will you read the controls data? Let us say there is a text box with the name
To the
PID.
ID, sir.
How will you read the text box data in
To
ASP.NET?
the ID, sir.
Right, by using id.text, correct?
Text. Yes.
See, you have to use control id.text. See, they would have used tbpid.text, tbfname.text, correct or not? Right?
Yes.
But here, there is no question of using control IDs because there is no code behind file. First of all, there is no .aspx file, there is no .aspx.cs file. Both will not be there. So altogether, you will be using a different mechanism for reading the controls data. What is that mechanism? Mechanism is simple. You have to create the parameters with the same name as the parameters, whatever is present in the create object. See, this create view is linked with patient object, correct? See, I have used @model over here. It means that this create view is linked with this patient object. So this patient class is having some variables. What are the variable names? PID, FName, LName, age, then BC. Now what you need to do here is you go to the patient controller, create the variables with the same name by using appropriate data types. String FName, string LName, then int age, and string BC. You observe these variable names, whatever the variable names I used, PID, FName, LName, age, BG, all these variables are the variables present in the patient class, patient model. See, then automatically data will come into these variables. Let us verify whether the data is coming properly or not. Okay, let us go step by step. I'll place debug pointer here and here. Then I'll go for the execution. Okay. Now I will click on the create new. What is this create new over here? Is it a button or hyperlink? Tell me.
Hyperlink.
Hyperlink. When you click on hyperlink, first request will go or post back request will go?
First request.
First
First
request.
request.
First request. Remember, always hyperlink will send first request. Always button control will send post back request. Remember blindly. Now when the user clicks on the create new hyperlink, request will go to which action method?
First request method.
You can see
Create.
the URL
Create
here.
action.
Yeah.
Create
You can see
action.
the URL in the bottom. See, bottom of my screen in the left hand side, you can see something. Tell me what you are able to see. Localhost. Bottom here. See, wherever I am moving the cursor now. Okay, there you will observe something. Observe carefully. I'll place the cursor on top of create new. Now observe the bottom of my screen, leftmost portion. Observe and tell me what is there.
Patient create.
Localhost 30486/patient/create.
Right. So you are able to see patient/create, correct? Localhost 30,486/patient/create. It means that when you click on the hyperlink, request will go to that URL. So in that URL, create action method is there. Okay. And in that URL, patient controller is there. Now when you click on this, request will go to create action method present in the patient controller. See, first one will be executed. Right. So now we are creating empty patient object. We are sending empty patient object to the view, create view. So create view is taking patient object. Now after this, the empty view will be displayed. The empty view is getting displayed. So you may be getting a doubt how this is coming. This is coming because of the auto-generated view. If you go and observe that code, auto-generated views code, you can understand. Okay. Here I am using label for which will create a label. Okay. Here I am using editor for which is creating text box. Okay. You can just understand it maybe later. Now what I will do, I will just try to give some data here. I will give 1908 and then F name. Vigyan Acharya. 97. O positive. Right. So something I have given. Now I will click on create. What must happen when I click on create? Post back request will go or first request will go?
Post back, sir.
Post back request will go to which action method? Create action method.
Create.
Because already this view is coming from create action method only. From whichever the action method this view is coming, the request will go back to same action method, but the HTTP post version of it. On whichever the action method you applied HTTP post, that action method will receive the request. Now you observe, I will click on the create button. Yes, call is going to this create action method, and here you can able to see the given values. Here in MVC, you will not write text box id.text. You will just create the controls with the same name as the model property names. Then automatically will get the data. Now tell me, what will you do with this data? Don't tell me you will not do anything. You will be doing something with this data. Tell me, what will you do?
We will store this data in list, sir.
How to insert this data into the database, correct? You have to insert this data into the database. So how will you insert the data? Again, by using entity framework. You go to entity framework. In the entity framework, create entities, then write entities dot. Tell me what next? Patients one dot add. There is an add method. This we already discussed some time back when I am explaining entity framework. So it is expecting patient object. Okay. You create patient object and then store all this data and then pass that data. Here, create patient object. Patient p equal to new patient. Then p dot PID is equals to this PID. User, the data will be passed into this function, right? That one. Semicolon. P dot F name is equals to F name. Then P dot L name is equals to L name. So what is this L name over here? This L name is same as this one, and this L name is the variable present inside the patient object. P is referring to the patient object. Similar way, P dot age is equals to age, and then P dot BG is equals to, okay. Now you pass this patient object to P. That's all. Your work is done. Now you call entities dot save changes. That's all. Once you add the object to the entity framework entities, automatically the data will be saved into the entities. Now once you call save changes function, automatically your inserted data will go into database. So but how user will come to know whether the data is inserted or not?
Successful message.
No, you can, yeah, I don't want to display success or error message. That is not good idea. What I will do is I will redirect the user to the first view so that user can able to see the inserted data in the table. How can I redirect the user to the first view? However, we are doing over here in the same way. Return, redirect to, that's all. Done.